Hello G-Man Division 4D, it's your recap for Week 1. I'm Chug Manmilk, and today I'm joined in the booth by Masterful.
Hey everyone.
Thanks for coming along, really happy to have you. Quickly turn off Facebook because I realise that shows up in the recordings, but yeah, fantastic sort of start for some of our coaches this week. For other coaches, horrible start. Me, I had a bad start. I had a bad start. We'll come to our game. I think it was very interesting. We're going to cover like the game results quite quickly. There's two games I want to point out. We'll be talking about the Pro Elf versus the Necromantic game because that's a high scoring game, always interesting. And then our game because one, we have both coaches in the booth, so why not? And two, it legitimately was actually quite interesting of a game. So it's not cast a bias. So I won't be covering my games usually because it's usually just like me going, yeah, I did pretty good. But now I have someone to say, well, potentially the opposite, but also their side of the story. So that'll be fun. But the results for this game week were 2-0 for the Full Throttle Rotters versus the Rambunctious Rebels. That was a Nurgle versus Dark Elf matchup. It's second season, so these victories are a little less impressive, so to speak. Because if season 1 Nurgle can win a tool, that's impressive. But season 2, you've got your stuff now. So, but well done to the 2-0 for GFI Joe. That's a good result. Then Legion of Death Metal beat Mirkwood Athletic, the Pro Elf team, and that's Necromantic team, the Legion of Death Metal. They won 3-2. Impressive. We'll cover that because Necromantic outscoring Pro Elves is always impressive. Morplovac's Lizardman team, the Third Guardians, lost 2-1 to another Necromantic team. This time called the very Necromantic Necros. Jeez, I wonder what team they were.
Sakura.
The horrible, evil Chorf team beat the brave, heroic, stunty Halflings 2-1. Yeah, well done, I guess. But yeah, well done, obviously, because on the win. A good start to the season for the Chorfs. Blood equals more than sand beat.
It's equals sand, like blood to sand.
Yeah, blood to sand. Yeah, no, it's equals more than. You beat your Khemri team beat my Underworld team 2-1. We'll talk about that because, as I said.
Crazy.
The Sunbaked Sea Guard, which is Gunnerside's High Elf team, beat T Cold's Norse, the Samaji Severa, 1-0. And then Mark of Nurgle and the Rapscallywags, Nurgle versus Skaven, 1-1. So a decent result there for Usarian and a decent result there for Helgen. Let's cover them straight away. With the 3-2 for the Necromantic team. If you look at the sort of the statistics here, 20 arm breaks to 4, it kind of speaks like volumes of potentially how the game went. And you look at the 5 KOs inflicted and 4 injuries inflicted, it seems a little bit less crazy that this result happened because you can outscore L's if there's no L's left on the pitch, surely.
Many free throws.
Yeah.
I guess it could be defended.
Yeah, definitely. It's a bit of a sad start, I guess, there for the Pro Elf team, but this Necromantic team with like 2 Mighty Blow, 1 Mighty Blow tackle, and also having the 9 movement 4 edge werewolf, it's kind of scary. So would you expect this result just in isolation? Would you like to say this was likely to happen, or would you say this is a bit of a shocker still?
I would always, I'd think that the Wood Elves would win, but then again, the movement 9 actually for Werewolf does magic. I mean, you can have him as a 1-turner, so the Elves can't restall too much, because with a dodge AG4 move 9, it's not hard to make a 1-turn.
Yeah,
they don't have any. Oh, they do have 2 Mighty Blows and 1 Mighty Blow tackle, which I guess helped a lot.
Yeah, it probably took a lot of people off the pitch. I mean, actually, to be fair, the injury distribution is quite equal, from what I can see. You got quite a few 2s in just random places. I think there are 2s on zombies, for example. So
Yeah, right.
It could be just a case of it all went right for the Necromantic team, which would be fantastic for Crepulum, which I believe this is his team. Yep. So Crepuscule will be quite happy
There's
with
the
that.
Welf. There's the Welf that scored 2 times.
Yeah, yeah. Someone kill the werewolf. By the way, that was Mirkwood Athletics' like big issue. They didn't kill the werewolf. So remember, you got a lot of money riding on the line for that werewolf. Do it. But okay, fair enough. This looks like a game where Prav's got completely smashed, and then in terms of injuries and KOs, and then the wolf just kind of also really carried the team there. But you know, you have the pieces. You do what you need to do with them, and it's clear Crepuscule did what he needed to do on the day.
Armor breaking 18 out of 22 times.
Vicious.
81% success. Magic.
Yeah. Now we come to our game. You know, the second game we're covering fairly briefly this week. This one was I streamed it. This one was a mad one. You coming and playing your game after like being hungover from a night out. So, well done for well done for braving it out. Although in some ways I wish you hadn't braved it out because it was a bad result for me. It was a bad result in the end. So for anyone who didn't manage to catch the game, and unfortunately I don't have the VOD up because the VOD, I didn't know you had to do stuff to make a VOD. I had none of the settings set up. But to summarize, first block of the turn. Yeah, first block for me in this game, I killed a Tomb Guardian and it regened. So fantastic start. Then I uphill died, surfed the strength 4 ball carrier and knocked it out. Sent the scatter, and then it wasn't like an amazing place for me, but I ended up getting that into the hands on a 4+. Pick up 4+ throw, I think 3+ catch into the hands of a line rat who then scored on your offense.
It's hard for me to take us, struggling not to get tilted at all. But...
but then, by you not getting tilted, it all came up like Millhouse in the next half because I think I got like a touchback, so I could immediately run up the side. I could score in 2 turns if I wanted to. And I did want to score in 2 turns, but the game said no. The game said tripwire on the line, ball scattered out into a really bad position for me. The next like turn or two, I then lost the troll who died, didn't regen, and I'd powered up with a blitzer in the previous half. So dead troll.
Forever.
Yeah, completely gone. Rest in peace. I've seen footage.
Mighty blow, claw. Was it?
Yeah, it was Mighty Blow. Well, Mighty Blow's inherent, so it's claws, it was tentacles, and it was guard, and which
God.
massive loss. Really, I'm glad I have the second guard now. A lot of people would have just had like 2 claw Mighty Blow, but the second guard will do a little bit, I think, in the future. But then you managed to pick up the ball. You run all the way down. You score on turn 13, and then here's another thing to point out: there were 3 kickoff events, and all 3 were blitzers. And when you have to be on offense like twice, not great.
And I think I failed to pick up the ball like 5 times before the 6th time. Or as in 3 times I tried to pick up. I refused to use my Agi-free piece.
Yeah, and, like the first half, like your pickups weren't good at all. But then the second half, it managed to like make up for it. Where on turn 16, you managed to pick up in line to make it 2-1. A fantastic result for you, definitely.
It was a crazy game, as you said, and I'm very sorry about your troll.
Yeah, it's alright.
I'm not sorry for everyone else, because I'm sure they're very grateful. But...
well, my blitz will do more of the work. I'm just gonna have to pile on L's all game next game. But you know, it was really fun, and I really enjoyed the game. Really, and that's the thing. Not only having you in the booth made it like a lot less of a thing to get tilted at, but also just like how ridiculous it became was like. It goes from tilt into like, this is quite funny, to be fair. And none of us was out the game entirely for the entire thing, which made it competitive, I think, yeah. So that's why I would say we picked this game to like cover briefly this week. Not because of bias in the recording booth, heavens no. It was for the interest of the league. But let's get on to looking at the teams. I think there's like 1 or 2 changes on each team. We'll obviously, again... We're kind of breezing through this quite fast, not because we're like for any other ulterior motive. It's more so I just did an hour recap. I think those things go too long, so let's just be efficient. Let's be as efficient as a German here. So we come up with Crepusculam's Legion. Yeah, we come up with Crepusculam's Legion of Dead Metal. I think the only change to his team was I think he now has diving tackle on the ghoul, as far as I can tell. Which
How do you like it?
I think sidestep's a little bit better because I think it's sidestep then diving tackle very good, but sidestep just allows it to one. I mean, you've already got like a one turner in the wolf, but with the sidestep, it's like you can stick that on a piece and then you can't just push it away. Nightmare scenario now is you're always forcing a 3+, but with just diving tackle, you can, you waste the blitz on getting the ghoul off of the off a piece, but then you can be pushed in any direction you want him to. While sidestep is like you have to then either dedicate more pieces to make sure that you're forcing the sidestep in the place that goes well for you, or the blitz doesn't work. So it's all right, but I might even like to.
I play a lot of.
Go ahead.
I play a lot of undead, and I always go sidestep. I mean, I like to go blodge and the sidestep, and then diving tackle. I mean, after I have ball carrier, I like to have one with sure hands against any elves that decide a leap and a strip ball. But
yeah, I think at this point it's like the werewolf is like 9 movement and 4 edge. I don't need sure hands. If I want to score, I can just score. So that's what I'll assume Crepusculam's doing now. But yeah, I would say sidestep. So I'm glad we're in a kind of agreement about that. But diving tackle's also good. Let's not discount diving tackle. You will forget about it, and then you'll either trip up or you roll 6. That's usually how it happens. I think you forget about it and you roll a 6. We speak about the next necromantic team. This hasn't really developed at all, I don't think. The good news for this guy is now he can afford the second white, so his white will be back. One of his zombies got M&G, I think. Yeah, but this team didn't see like a whole big change in its composition. Still very weak on the flesh golem side. And his zombies are like a little bit too developed. Weird to say.
I'd be tempted to sack one of them and just having a zombie that costs 80k.
Yeah, I would say
not be a zombie.
Yeah, he really needs the tackle. I think if you can get a level up on the werewolf that has jump up and give it tackle, if it doesn't roll a double, then just get rid of the zombie with the tackle and block, and like you might as well. I mean, he's already quite trim anyway, but when you have a second white coming in, you probably want that TV to go. You want to probably get rid of that TV.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah, but he won against Morplovac, which is pretty damn good. So he obviously knows what to do with this team, even if his team is a little bit less developed or a little bit less shocking than the other necromantic team. So fair play to him. Fair play to him. Now we come across the Chorf team. Whoever will be playing Chorf's next game will be quite happy because one of the blockers is out. It's unfortunately not.
I prefer the version where the killer's dead. But
yeah, unfortunately it's not either Sparks or Close, but no, I'm Burned. Sorry, Close but never so just has Claw, but that'll be scary in a few. This team looks really good still. Doesn't have a bench though, but you can easily get a bench for the next game if he so wants. He smashed the halflings. He like armored a tree down. He M&G'd a tree. He M&G'd the edge halfling. So he did really well in terms of injuries last game, as expected. All I can say about this team is, can someone please kill the Bull Centaur with 5 strength? That's all I'm going to say about that.
Actually, I'm tempted to give a bounty on it.
I'm
league, so.
I am tempted to bounty it and just bring back the Chorf thing. We have your team now. I think you had something. I think you like leveled something up.
Oh yeah, it's the Ancient Chasm that now has break tackle. That's my new one.
That's good.
And also I leveled this short Hell Harry.
Oh yeah, you gave him accurate.
I'm not sure if it's a bad idea, but I thought, you know what? Like, why am I going to give him Fend? Kick off return.
Yeah, kickoff return offense, all right, I guess. I mean, I
But
guess.
I thought, in theory, it's like if I'm gonna, it's a 4+ catch, right? It's not that unlikely.
Yeah, but reroll is not too bad. I mean, I think a lot of people overstate how bad Khemri are at like certain like. Obviously, you don't want to be doing catching plays, but they can do it at a pinch. And also, I guess you could say this makes him better at punting. You know?
Yeah.
So
that was my big thought. I was worried that someone tries to score against me like turn 6, and I have got 2 or 3 turns to score back. And with having accurate, I can actually, I can throw it to a player, say a blitzer,
yeah,
something.
I think your team did quite well this game week in terms of development. It's small, it's little pieces here and there, but I think it's definitely makes the team stronger going forward. The Norse are up, and the Norse now finally have their team back because their team only had like their star players were gone, apart from 1 or 2 of them. Now they have a full 12 players. They can get like another player with like their current treasury if they want to have 13, which I would probably say T-Culture might want to, depending on the matchup. But this team is still a terror in the night. I don't think it actually gained anything since we last saw it in the pre-cap. But this team is terrifying. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's very scary having 3 players that have Agi. It's almost as if you're playing against the next league team. It's not.
Yeah, it's horrifying.
Extra strength on the blitzer, or whatever the name of the players. It's...
Yeah, Slatty Samaj is a fearsome beast, and
oh my god, guess who they're playing next week?
He's playing the Chorfs. Yeah, well, Samaj, T-Cold, I hope you liked having a team for a game, because you're not going to.
But at least he has a Yeti with claw.
He has the claw, mate. Yeah.
Still.
I'm almost like I'd almost be tempted to fire the Yeti and just get the Merc Yeti. And just give it Mighty Blow, but yeah, but at the same time, probably not, because you don't want to be spending. You probably have to pay out of pocket to do that. I think about roughly how much it costs, and let's just hope he can do enough damage with 4 instances of Mighty Blow and 1 Claw, which I think he's with also piling on. He definitely has the opportunity to deal with that, but we'll come across that when we do the matchups for next week, the predictions. The Rap Scallywags, which is Yasarian's team, look the same. Yeah, his team looks the same.
A little bit empty on players.
Yeah, well, you should have seen his team at the end of like last season, where he had no players left and was going to get rid of the team. It's amazing this team is anything like it is right now.
Yeah, I mean, it has 2 very good guys. Oh, I guess 1 extremely good guy runner. The other one's still a 1-turner, even though he lost his movement. His skill ups make up for it.
ASAP Rocket hasn't had 9 movement for about how long has his team been playing? 23 games, I think. So he's like one of the last things to like still be alive. 20 matches ago. I think he lost his movement like 20 matches ago, on the dot. So wow. Amazing this team is surviving. But 1-1 against Necro, not bad. He's going to be all right. I think he just needs to start feeding touchdowns to the Marshall Splatters, if he has the opportunity to do so. But no real changes. But what is amazing, Yasarian's doing decently with that team, to be fair.
Now rolling the doubles and the Storm Vermin, it's really nice to get the claw straight away.
Yeah, it's
so nice having a Roger with block straight away on the first skill. So
well,
it's not over for him.
If he rolls another double on the Roger and he gets like claw, then a stupid team, because Rogers are bad, but really funny, and I really hope that team goes far because of that. Now we go to Helgen's Nurgle team. It hasn't changed much. He's picked up guard on the Nurgle Warrior, which is solid. His team looks like it's ready to explode in SPP though, because he's like so close. He's MVP range or even Kazarate away from Duke Sneeze from getting guard or Mighty Blow if he wants it. Then it's like an injury and a MVP for L, Angina to get guard. Like, this team is looking so juicy. Apart from like a little bit of, he's lacking a bit of development on the Pestigors, but he has his Claw Mighty Blow anyway. What do you think about this as like a Season 2 Nurgle team? What do you think about it?
I mean, it's nice that he has a killer piece. He has this Mighty Blow Claw combo. It's a shame it doesn't have block, but the Nurgle Warriors look beautiful. I mean, having array all of them with block and starting to look like they're about to level up soon too, as you just said.
Yeah,
The Beast of Nurgle has also a lot of SPP fed on it. Stand Firm Guard, that's a nice piece.
Yeah, it's like this piece could only get better if he gets blocked. Then amazing. You probably want to keep around just because the Beast of Nurgle is fantastic with block and with stand firm and guard. Anyway, it's not like say an ogre on a human team where it's like, okay, well, if he doesn't roll double, you get rid of him. I think this Beast of Nurgle will still be useful no matter what he rolls. But it's like this team gets scarier and scarier as the weeks go on, and anyone who's lucky gets to face this team now, while it's like pretty good, rather than in the future when it's like gonna just destroy everything. But he definitely.
I'm really looking forward to playing them in the next few games. Hopefully, I haven't checked the schedule.
Well, don't worry.
I'll be happy.
Yeah, we'll check the schedule. We might even go. No, we won't go a week ahead. That just spoils it, I guess. But you can do it off stream, and then
I know for the next week I've got the other Nurgle, which doesn't have any claw, and I'll pray to God for that.
Yeah, that's very forced. High elf team. It's high elf team time. Let's see. I think Gunnerside's picked up block on the catcher, and that's about it. The team looks about roughly the same as it was. It was a low-scoring affair between him and. He's also picked up block on the movement down guy. That's the thing. He's picked up block on this guy. So as a blodge piece, he's useful again, even though he's only 5 movement. But from a low-scoring affair, it doesn't look like he picked up too much in terms of SPP. But this team is still as terrifying as the high elf team can be. Quite bloaty.
No.
Yeah, a lot of dodge. He's really hard to take down. And yeah, like any team that doesn't have tackle or wrestle or rackle is just gonna have a horrible, horrible time. I think I have him like week 7. But is this close to an ideal elf team, or do you think that you would like to see more from this team in terms of like where would you put skills if you had to?
If he can be skilled enough to roll a double.
Yeah. Can he be skilled enough to roll a double? But like, what do you think this team is missing? I think what is this team missing on normals? Let's be.
I don't think there is much really. Maybe on a leap on the catcher. Why not make a war dancer?
Yeah.
Triple, I mean.
Yeah, that's true. Like this team is pretty complete for 1700. Everything else now on is just slightly better. It just makes the team slightly better.
If you look at the thrower with stronger arm accurate.
Yeah, I hate that.
That's a treat.
I really hate that. Oh, I hate that because it's so good, and I can't wait to play him and just be like scored on. Gunnercide, showing why he might be a strong dark horse for playoff spot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look at my team. Nothing happened to my team. I didn't get anything new. We'll look at it briefly.
There's nothing that isn't there. But...
Yeah. Well, the big gap, bit scary. I wonder what happened. What was there? There was a hole here. Now it's gone.
I wonder too.
I got nothing. I can't report on it. I hope I have lots of skills next week. I got an MVP on one of the wrestle guys, which is good. Hopefully he rolls another double and gets triple. That's what I can say. But the halfling team will be fun to look at because this team got worse than me this week. 2 trees out. One of them like armored down, and Adge one is also MNG'd. This team for next game is 6 halflings.
I mean, what do you do? Will he like get some mercenary trees and?
Yeah, he gets
star player tree, and that's it. Basically, you're just playing a few
non-loner
halflings.
He gets what, like Deep Root, Morg, and Thorg, and then like, yeah, this team isn't like nice. Unfortunately, Bungyman, you don't have a team. You didn't pick up anything, I don't think, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, mate. It can't cover your team. Your team doesn't exist. But hopefully he bounces back next week against whoever he plays. But yeah, he'll have to be playing like he has to play someone like, I guess, an elf team maybe. A team that won't kill him is his best chance. That will get an admin win. That could also work for him.
That would be perfect, actually, right? That's all it needs, just casually.
Yeah.
DDoS the opponent or something.
Perfect, yeah.
No big deal.
just poison your opponent, Bungyman. That's how you win. Next we have more Plovak, Lizard team, who... okay, let's check if he got anything on the MVPs. Oh, yeah, he got an extra block on the Saurus. So this team isn't obviously like that special apart from the Skinks, but those Saurus are becoming more and more like efficient and useful. Yeah.
They lost the game, right? Yeah.
They lost, yeah. Which, you know, if you lose a game but you get a block Saurus first game, as long as you bounce back, not the worst thing in the world. Probably. Nothing too exciting, but nothing also objectionable. Block first on Saurus. Fantastic. Well done, more Plovak. Knows what he's doing. There's not much you can add to that, is there? Is there anything you'd like to say?
No, it's looking solid. It's developing. Strength 3 on the skink is nice.
Yeah, solid 1400 to 1500 Lizardman team. Apart from maybe you'd want an extra guard on a Saurus. The only one level 3 Saurus is a bit unfortunate. Next we have a very, very healthy Pro Elf team. Don't like it. This team is not niggled, it's not busted in any way, and he has enough for another linesman. So if he wishes.
That's scary too. Actually 5 pieces.
He has 2 Agi 5 pieces. Let's check if he got anything in terms of... No, I can't see anything. His SPP weren't bad this game week, but I don't think there's anything too new. I think the Agi catcher was already there. I think the linesman who had Agi up is already there. He has a solid way to block without using his blitzers because he has 3 wrestle. Yeah, it's a good team. It's a good team. There's nothing really new to add this week. Nothing objectionable. I think all we mentioned was having 3 catchers when you only have 1 developed is a little bit, a little bit bloaty. But it's 40k. It's 8 movement. 40k extra, 8 movement. Would you be fine with having 3 catchers at this point, even if only 1 was developed?
You can just outposition most teams. One of the strongest thing I always thought about Elven Union is, along with High Elves, it's the fact that they have the access to these catchers. It's a shame that he didn't level them up. But maybe over the next few games, if he just can try to get them to score and then hand off before the score, that'd be amazing.
Yeah,
it'll look like even more of a scary team. I mean, it's already scary enough with 2 AV5s basically cheating, as some say. But...
Yeah, it's a fine team. It's a fine team.
Looks beautiful.
Speaking of a fine team, the Dark Elves, as I think mentioned last time, the fact they have like two Mighty Blow is lovely, but unfortunately, they didn't really get anything.
I think they were missing a few players for the game, if I remember right.
They're missing a Blodge Blitzer, which is a bit unfortunate because Blitzers are lifeblood, and then missing a linesman. Let's see if they're like serious injuries.
I meant for the previous game, but
yeah, the previous game they were missing like an assassin, which is like, who cares? It wasn't the assassin, it was the Witch Elf, which you would care. So he has an MG on that Blitzer and then MG on the linesman. Yep, so he's all right. 1260, it's not a bad team. Nothing new to report this week, but we'll keep this in mind. The MG Blitzer and the MG linesman still has like 11 players, which is fantastic for a team, an elf team. But we'll see what his opponent is, and then we'll make a decision whether these like massive losses. And then we get to our last team for the recap, which is GFI Joe's Nurgle. They won. And they're looking a bit bloaty, I'd say. I think they picked up some extra stuff on. Well, I think is the Rotter. I don't know if the Rotter was always block. No, it wasn't. He got an MVP on the Rotter, so his dirty player is now a block dirty player. Unfortunately, he can't really fire his namesake. He can't fire GFI Joe the Rotter because that's him.
His caustic Pestigo also leveled up. He gave him block.
Oh yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, I would say probably Mighty Blow have 2 killer goats in line. You turn the Blodge one probably into the ball carrier. You turn the rest one into the Sacker, and then these 2 become Mighty Blow.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I'd play Nurgle, I think. But yeah, this is looking alright. You might want to think about either getting another Rotter just to really make his fouling potential more viable.
Yeah, I agree.
And unfortunately, those 2 Nurgle Warriors are still very, very naked. I think I prefer Helgen's team a little bit more because of like the spread development and how hyper focused it is, and how effective it is. But you know, it can't always be Helgen. We can't all be Helgen's amazing Nurgle team. So
he also has a Mighty Blow Claw on the other team, and
yeah,
I think he has more star player points overall.
Yeah, definitely. Unfortunately, I think GFI Joe has a few too many MVPs landing on the Rotters, which is unfortunate. But yeah, not a bad team. This team can compete, and by its 2-0 win over the Rambunctious Rebels, that Dark Elf team we just covered, evidently GFI Joe knows what to do with that team. So yeah, effective-ish. Could be more effective, but 1500. Not a bad team by any means, and it has less games than Helgen, I think, so not too terrible. But that is those are the teams for the week just gone. Let's roll over and see who the matchups are for this week, and we start out with the top of the list. It's your team versus GFI Joe's Full Throttle Rotters.
Naturally, I'd like to think I can win this, but
just don't show up drunk again. You'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, I'm at home, so unless I go for a night out the next, should be fine.
Yeah. Don't break into Dad's liquor cabinet.
It's my friends. No, I'm not going out.
Well, you know, I think because of how good your Tomb Guardians are, and you have like a fantastic Blitzroar and Magic Mike, and you have a better fouling potential because of your 3 dirty players.
Just a few.
Yeah, I think I would tip you to win this probably 1-0, knowing how bash games go.
I reckon they'll get rid of one of the skeletons just so you can't as easily scum out a halfling chef, because that could be a big problem.
Oh, that's good. That's a shout.
It's just I mean, the way I lose is mostly roll too many 1-in-9s and run out of rerolls, and suddenly I find myself in trouble.
Yeah, so if you're listening to GFI Joe, that's what he doesn't want you to do, so you should do it. Give him the game away there, mate. Give him the game away.
No, because I'm gonna sack him anyway, so.
Okay, fair enough. Maybe he might sack one of his.
More time.
He might sack one of his rotters. You never know. Then we have the Norse versus the Chorfs, and bloodbath. That's gonna be a bloodbath. Both teams can roll like stat ups and doubles, so these are 2 quite beefy and meaty teams, and they have the killing potential. I think for the sake of the league, both teams should kill each other really badly. And also, you have to think the claw that is on Chorf team is only applicable to about 3 players, so that's
true.
That's not scary. And with all the block on pretty much every single piece, we've seen other Norse teams like Ornan just smash the living daylights out of Chorfs and Dwarfs in the higher divisions as well. So I don't think T-Cold's position is as hopeless as it can be, but the pylon is definitely going to hurt, and because Norse can just crumble with a little bit of Mighty Blow, 2-1, I would say. 2-1. 2-1 grind on the cards for me.
Yeah, it sounds like a result I'd expect it to. Honestly, I think Norse will be able to score, but then they'll start running out of players, and it'll get to a point where the Churfs can just walk it in without any trouble.
Yeah, definitely. Next will be the Skaven. That's Isarian Skaven versus Necromantic. The very Necromantic Necros are the slightly less impressive of the two. But then again, the Skaven team is a very beaten up team. But I would like to make a very bold prediction and say the movement on this Skaven team, in addition to the good Rat Ogre, might actually be enough to potentially win this one out.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Skaven win. If you look at the Necromantic, they don't have hardly any tackle. The only tackle that they have is on a zombie. And against gutter runners, you do need a tackle.
Yeah, very precisely. And although Mattia does have a really good wolf, which allows for the 2-turners and the 1-turners to come quite easy in comparison. Yeah, I do agree with your assessment of the fact that there's no tackle and the flesh golems aren't that good as well. Yeah, I think that I'd have to give it to Yusarian, also on strength of coaching, because I know Yusarian's a great coach. He can definitely make the advantages that he has just mean all the more against any coach out there. So I would say 3-1. So I'd say 3-1.
I'd be tempted to say 3-2 myself, but I think it's going to be a lot of scoring either way.
Yeah, definitely.
Unless I want to go with Lil Payne, the strength 3 guy runner, if he dies or something on a leap. You're also 1-9 on the leap in the cage, and that could put a foil on his plans.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think it's going to be extremely high scoring.
Yeah, let's watch this for next week. We'll definitely cover that because I think that's definitely going to be like a high scoring game. So that's our prediction. High scoring, no matter what happens. Then we have Helgen's Mark of Nurgle versus Legion Demel. So it's the good Nurgle team, the really good Nurgle team versus the really good Necromantic team.
I'm excited.
Yeah, vicious. But I'm going to say, because this is a team that can control the pitch, the Necromantic team can control the pitch, and they have the guard, and they have even damage potential. Probably would say also, in addition to the fact they have a Nio movement, Forage, Werewolf, Monstrosity, probably looking like a 2-1, quite easy. Maybe even 3-1. It could be a one where he scores quite freely or decides the Nurgle are slightly they had to be respected a little bit too much for me just to be able to like score on a whim. So I could definitely see it being a 2-1 grind, but I would favour the Necromantic because Nurgle have their tricks, but they aren't quite as solid and as efficient as the Necromantic team is.
I feel if Nurgle was able to place their beast onto with a werewolf, that could make things hard. If they can knock down somehow the werewolf, they have no tackle, not a single tackle piece on the Nurgle team. I just noticed.
Yeah, season 2 Nurgle still has like, and Nurgle even at season 3 or 4 will struggle with tackle.
Yeah, the ghouls and the werewolf might have free reign. I think you're right.
But then you never know. He has 3 Wrestle Rotters. They could be a Saka, maybe. You never know. He does have that. I mean, that's the one advantage that GFI Joe has as a team. He does have Wrestle. He does have that right now on a fairly fast piece. That also blitzes on the 4+. But I would say probably Krepslim's Necromantic will win that.
Mm-hmm. I have 2 players on the bench also in this team.
Yeah,
should be fine.
Yeah, definitely. Gunnerside's really bloaty high elf team versus the significantly less bloaty dark elf team. It's 500 worth of inducements potentially for the dark elf team, which means a wizard and then whatever he wants. It could be
Halfling Master Chef could not be the worst idea.
Halfling Master Chef isn't bad, although I'm going to check this out quickly. If the leader is there is no leader. Good, so that would mean all of his rerolls are at risk. So that is a shout. He could go get a wizard, a babe, and a Master Chef. Roughly, I think that works out. He could get hubris and go for a casualty game. I think Dark Elves also have Roxana. So there's quite a lot of options that the Dark Elves have. They have a very strong inducement package.
They have 2 mighty blow pieces too, although no tackle.
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't really need hubris, but hubris
Maybe
is also
bribe.
yeah. He could bribe. He could bribe. He could stab. Oh, an outsider chance is a Hawk on Heart Ripper, the multi-block assassin. Not the worst thing in the world. Not the worst thing.
I think they took this one last game also. I was looking at the REBBL page.
Yeah. Hawk on Heart Ripper is fun, even if he's a little bit suboptimal. But it's elves.
I mean,
with the amount of
he's willing to, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. With the amount of blodge on the high elf team, I don't know. I think Harkon might actually be an alright pick.
Yeah.
But then I say that he bases himself up on 2 guys in the first turn, both stabs fail, and then he gets punched into death. So that's
a lot of money's gone.
Yeah, probably that's what's going to happen. So hard to predict. If things go right for Gunnerside, it's probably going to be like a high scoring game where he wins. Could be 4-2. Could even be like 2-0, 3-0 if every single drive on offense that the Dark Elves have to run, they don't have the tools to go forward. Neither do they have the tools to defend against a high elf incursion, because they don't have like anything like tackle or wrestle, really, en masse. He could just get smashed. The team is just a little bit lacking right now, so I would definitely say Gunnerside wins this, but the inducements could make all the difference.
Mm-hmm. And a small mistake in positioning ending with a wizard just ends with a sack could also.
Yeah, that's the thing. It could still be it could be a 2-1 for the Dark Elves, because with elf teams, a wizard is enough to like win a game. It depends a little bit on the kickoff, I would say.
I think, as you said, the Gunnerside is likely to win, but I wouldn't count out the Dark Elves. I think they still have something up the sleeve. It's just even the assassin, Mr. Funny Muck Fun.
he could do something.
A lot of fun for himself. Yeah.
He could do something. And there's me versus the Pro Elf team. I'm the guy who's recapping, so I can't be like, let me give you a neutral opinion. Here's my opinion on what I think might happen, as like both the recapper and also as the coach involved. He doesn't get any inducements on me. He does beat me in strength, but there's one thing I will say: I can just, on a good day, smash him off the pitch, pile on every turn. I have wrestle, I have rackle, I have block tackle, I have things to deal with his team. If I'm going to be bold, I can say I can definitely win this, because I have a good time against elf teams, usually with this team. And lack of tentacles is a bit of an issue, but I think he's a little bit fragile, because Pro Elves are fragile. And apart from the catchers and the blitzers, who don't have a lot of protection, they don't even have dodge really, apart from the one single catcher that has blodge edge up. This team is all I can also keep pace with him, so I would say I have a good chance. I think I would like to think I could win 2-0 or 2-1, depending on casualties. Would you disagree?
I agree with you. I mean, I feel like they don't have much. They have only one blodge piece.
Yeah.
And as long as your blitzer gets to blitz at every turn and pile on, hopefully that should be like a removal every other turn or so.
And I can also foul because I have 14 men, so I think I have a good chance. Thanks for backing me. That's
And you have these goblins that annoy me so much. They have
2 wrestle.
And 2+ anywhere. 2+ anywhere. And they have also wrestle on one of them at least.
2 wrestle. I have 2 wrestle. I have 1 wrestle, 2 heads, and 1 wrestle. Oh, I love this.
So 2 heads, 1 with wrestle. That's the scariest one. Like, he has 6 armor, but still, like, how do you get him down in the first place unless you actually commit a tackle?
I'd like to point out he's had like 6 armor since like game 5 or 6, and at one point he got punched 3 times by a mighty blow Chorf and didn't break armor once. So that guy is going to be a monster. Then we have this one is half things versus lizardmen. The inducement, I think, before like all the loners, would be like something ridiculous, like 900, but with loners it's like closer to about 800, 700. He can replace his team with like, he can get a deep root. He could get like 2 trees, and they'd be fine. He can replace all of his like his trees and all that. It's whatever. But at the same time, it is a 6 mat. It's like you have 6 non-loner pieces for next game, and they're not very good halflings either. So
Yeah.
he has
Not
to
looking nice, is it?
he has to weather the game. If he just weathers the game and like loses on like 3-0, 4-0, but has no injuries, and he'll be fine. But I can't see Bungie with halflings. Halflings can surprise, but when you have like no trees, no way. Not against lizards.
Get deep root and just fling a halfling every turn against these skinks and try to kill the skink. Let's go.
Yeah, the Sky Blue Monty school of play. I think Monty would love to watch that happen. So more Plovac, if you stream that game, encourage Bungieman to do that, and then we can all have a big halfling jamboree at the end. But yeah, horrible.
The thing is, lizardmen are great until they run out of skinks. So if they're able to get any skink down, just get everyone around, stomp on them. Next one.
Oh yeah, he has a chance. We can't count halflings out, but probably not. Just thank God he has like 700 or 800 inducements. If he was playing a team like, say, the Dark Elf team, by virtue of being a bit trimmer, gives away less. So he has to make the decision between like, oh, what can I buy? Well, against more Plovax lizards, he can buy whatever the hell he wants, and he'd be fine. But that's
the new strat for halflings. Just don't have trees.
No tree halflings. Yeah, no trees are bloat. It's like playing No Troll Underworld. Trees are bloat. That was the recap. I'm gonna check quickly what was the. You'll see how long it is, but 46 minutes. Oh Christ, I'm not good at this like being trimmed business, am I?
I mean, I personally love watching recaps, however long they are. I mean, if I'm walking somewhere, I'll just download them.
Oh, fantastic. Well, at least we are. At least I did shave off about 20 minutes from the last one. But anyway, thanks for joining me in the booth. It's a real pleasure to have you.
It was real fun for myself too. So.
Yeah. I hope you do well.
Are you looking for someone to help you out?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So right now, obviously, just to keep everyone on the spin on the update, Helgen and you now have both. I'd like put your hands up and been in the booth. We'll be looking for two more in the next 2 weeks. So Rift Cannon can join. I think he said he wanted to. More Playback can join, and whatever. And once we get to a point where we have no one new who wants to join, who hasn't been there, then we'll just start like bringing back people for the next game weeks, hopefully. But yeah, it was great to have you, and I hope you do well this season. Also, like next game week, as much as I begrudge you for killing my troll, but trolls bloat. No big guy meta for Underworld now on.
I'm sorry.
Apology not accepted. But thanks for tuning in, everyone. Have a great week too, and we'll see you on the flip side.
Cheers, au revoir, as they say in France. Except I'm not in France, I'm in the UK. But
yeah, you're from Sheffield, mate. Bye, everyone.